Hello, hello. I'm popping in just for a second to let everybody know that we have created a little group called the Book Tribe, and I put the link here in this live video. If you head over there, click join. We're having a lot of fun over in this group that is everything book and print culture, art, etc. But right now, I popped on live to let you know that the poll is up. That is a poll to see what of the 5 or 6 choices that the members have come up with, what we are going to read first in the numero uno, the first ever Book Tribe co-read, the Book Tribe Book Club. What's up, Travis? I know I'm not really doing a tribe session. I just wanted to, David, hello. Just wanted to let everybody know to please go over, click this link, which will bring you to the group page, and the poll is up. It's just to give you a little idea of the books that I narrowed it down to for this first run. Hopefully we do this again and again. I'm calling it a co-read for a couple of reasons. Maybe you don't want to join a club. We don't have to call it a club. It's a co-read. We are all going to collectively, not a new idea, read something kind of sort of together. Here's what I would like. I think that it'd be fun, because I have a short attention span, if as we move through the title, episodically we can touch on like what have we, what have we found out so far, like move through it like that, because I have been in some book clubs and it's really, really quiet space until you get to the big, conversation at the, when you meet up to talk about the title, but maybe it'd be fun to talk about it along the way. That's neither here nor there, or here. But anyway, here's the titles. The Stranger by Camus, City of Glass by Paul Auster, Ficciones by Borges, Orlando by Virginia Woolf, If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. Oh, there's a typo. I left an R out of Hunter's name. He wouldn't care. But the little grouping that this is comprised of is part taken from a list that the Book Tribe members came up with themselves, which was their epiphany list, because I put out a queue that said, hey, what books changed your life? So about half of those titles were very humanist, spiritual growth, and we're going to create a second co-read and a second list for books that are actually diving down that avenue of self-development and not fiction per se. Even though they could have kind of all, I don't know if they could all be classified as that. Anyway, there is going to be a separate list on which there are some awesome titles suggested by the members, like Robert Anson Wilson and Siddhartha, and some Alan Watts in there and things like that. Also, I think Molly Schwartzberg suggested Middlemarch, and I can still see the spine of the book at the bookcase across the way here, and that's going to be on a classics list. And probably Orlando by Virginia Woolf could have gone on that list as well, because you see we've got titles from the 80s, 2 from the 70s, 2 from the 40s, and then Virginia Woolf's title from 1922. But I had to put a female author on there first of all, and so that's the split for now. And maybe we'll take the second runner-up and we'll read that too. I'm inspiring myself to actually dive in and read some of these greats that I have missed, because I am completely illiterate when it comes to reading any of the greats. I don't know what I've been freaking doing. Apparently I just read sound bites and data bites and Fast Company articles all day long, but I am so real book shy, as I have confessed before in Book Tribe sessions, that I gotta dive in. There's another post up on Book Tribe group right now, which is this Lit Hub breakdown that tells you, according to what kind of reader you are, you have to admit whether you are an average reader or a voracious reader, or I think there's a category for like stupendously voracious reader, and how old you are. And it's going to tell you, based on that average, how many books you can read if you stayed along that same pace of reading before you die. And not that mortality has been on my mind lately or anything, but, well, it is and has been. And I want to get at least started on my list so that I feel like I've, enjoyed these wonderful works that other humans have written, especially considering what I do. So, Kara, the book-selling book tribe lady who has barely read anything. That's me. So we're going to dig in. And there's also a few, already a few lists, a few titles on the poetry list. And that could get really great really fast because we've got a lot of poem savvy and poetry savvy people in our little oeuvre. But for me, I think I'm going to just go ahead and dive in and start with the now and move backwards. I'm going to start with Tracy K. Smith, who's the new poet laureate. So there's going to be a poetry list, a classics list, the Epiphany list, and Fiona in Australia did suggest a contemporary list. Maybe we should keep it at like last decade. So that everybody doesn't have to go buy brand new something that was published in 2017, maybe last 5. I like last 10 for the things that have been out relatively recently. I have barely looked up in the last 10 years and taken note of that much new material. So that's a list I also kind of want to do. So join me as we chug toward whatever our number is. It's not that it's a goal-oriented process, but I am, I'm working towards my numbers. So what's up, Andrea and Travis? Exactly. 444 and death. My number was something like that, too. I think it was 498 because I'm a woman around obviously a similar age. We got the same algorithm. And so we're going to dive in and we're going to do that. So more on that on another session, another episode. I have a lot of work to do to deliver some of the things that I really want to provide for the book tribe, and that is I would like to kind of get the really interesting juicy bits and links and topics that we talk about, and I'd like to get them up in a blog format, have it not just be audio and video, so that we can have some place to go back and find the link of something great that was mentioned or shared as we continue to collaborate in so many different arenas. And so that's going to be coming up as soon as I can get down to it. And I'm working on going ahead and getting all of the videos up on YouTube so that we have one place where we can watch them if we were just bored out of our mind and wanted to binge Book Tribe. And also getting it to audio so that you don't have to watch my face make all these funny expressions that it makes if you want to just listen to it while you're washing the dishes or something like that. Hey, Andrea. So, Andrea, you got to go vote. I'm going to click over to this page and see if we're getting any more votes. But, and it really, really, can you imagine? It's so hard to actually pick titles. So that's why I didn't do it. I didn't even put my my choices or my epiphanal moment, I didn't put them in there. I would rather it be crowdsourced, and I can't wait to see what ends up being the book that we can't lose, because if The Stranger, which is right now in the lead, if The Stranger ends up taking the first slot, it's like 160 pages, although from what I know, it's a lot more complex. Philosophy 101, existential angst and ennui and all of that, I suppose we'll be diving into. And Andrea, at the link that is either to the side or below this video, that is the link to the Book Tribe group, not the page. The page is kind of a place to broadcast in one direction, and groups now, are really, Zuckerberg's creating a space for that to be where we can all interact and post and collaborate. So the group is where it is at. And there should be a poll right there. If something bumped it down, it should be right there in the top couple of posts. There's the poll for what we are reading first. And while we're at it, is this a book club? Is it a co-read? Is it a great big read? Is it a little tiny itty bitty read? What is it? I know that it's just a club. That's like, we don't have to search for a more progressive term than that. But I maybe it's the postmodernist Fluxus, radical weirdo in me, but I feel like we could come up with a title that's different. And right now, the only thing that I've got is co-read. And I can't really believe that all of this rambling I am actually letting you all see. I was doing a brief video introduction in a small closed group that I am in that is kind of for personal growth and also learning technical aspects of doing multimedia things. And it's this neat little technically support group space. Okay. And I was really realizing that some of the nuances of being in, sometimes I talk about this in the sessions, being in front of the camera with non-audio feedback, but textual feedback, is a really strange space. And I think it's, even though we have less experience, if we have a day job doing A, B, and C, and we're not broadcasters and we're not like trained to be on stage or on, essentially it's a stage. If we are not trained for this, it's harder, it's weird, and it makes you feel kind of self-conscious and strange, and you realize that you do weird things with your mouth, and you know, you have strange diction. But then it occurred to me, this is the good parts, the positive, exciting part, that if you are in it, in the, hi, I'm a broadcaster, hi, I'm in marketing, hi, I'm in public speaking, if you are in it and you are going live, you just have that much more pressure. So actually, all of us who are by nature of being connected through the book tribe, or by nature of being connected through me, probably we are book compadres in some way or another. And so we have a day job, or we have a day pursuit, or a day passion. And that was just my point, was nobody expects perfection, because clearly they're not getting it. So if they're expecting it, that's not what's happening. And so, Carl, thank you so much for joining, and also for, go ahead and vote. Let's get a book on. And I know a few people already went ahead and got their Camus. They got their Stranger. I have to see if I have it. So that brings me to another crowdsourceable moment, and that's those of us who have bookshops or who are dealers. You know, I'm happy to put links to any shop that has a copy or four of the first book that we read. Like, should we all just click through, you know, Amazon and buy it there? I'd like to give everybody a little time to actually, you know, let serendipity show you the book at the next garage sale or library cart for a quarter. That'd be really cool. So let's also think about creative ways that we can come up with the book that we end up choosing. And there's another push for the classics, is it's a lot easier to get some of the classics for, you know, for a buck or two here or there. And so with that, Travis has something that you guys probably saw if you're watching comments and video, but I missed, and that is regarding personal growth. If you have ever visited EDX on the web, oh, the Ivy League classes. Yeah, I have skimmed it and checked it out, and it's another rabbit hole that I've gone down. And I actually am going to, I'm doing this in Facebook native, not in BeLive, which I'm used to broadcasting from that platform. And that is the platform where I can like click a button, boop, and put your comments on and stuff like that. So my arm was going over to do that kind of knee-jerk, arm-jerk reaction. But right now, I'm kind of into videos, and because I like the way he presents what he is stretching people to, because it's more, it's a business side of things, but it's much more kind of in the natural human state than this weird like marketing guru kind of angle. I'm enjoying that a lot. But before I go on too long, I did want to keep this short. It's also a crazy little test to see if there's any difference in the Facebook native live for me and for you. But that's it. There you go. The link will stay up, and if you've got any questions, PM me. Remember, there's a few things. We've got a project coming up that the details aren't hashed out yet, but it's going to be called the Shelfie Project, and that's right, like hashtag Shelfie. We're going to be getting books together for teachers' classrooms, and we've got our book club / co-read coming up, and I've got some other things that I've committed to do for the tribe. Keep in mind that if you would like to join on one of our talk show format sessions, which usually happens on Friday and Saturday nights, and I'm going to experiment and do some also in the weekdays for people who have either different time zones or who have flexible time when they are working from home, but maybe in the evening things get crazier or busier. If you'd like to jump on, or you'd like to be a guest and you have a shop or a business or a archival product store or something, and you'd like to talk about it or just share a unique perspective on any aspect of print or material culture, shoot me an email or a PM so that we can get together and I can get you on the schedule. Because now that people are starting to become a little less camera shy and nervous about going live, we're starting to actually fill up some of our evenings with special guests that will be coming up. So there you have it. I can't wait to see you guys the next time. And at some point when you jump in, I can't wait to hear your voices and see your faces. And that's it for now. Go over to the Book Tribe, join, vote, and I can't wait to start reading our very first book. That's it for now. Talk to you later.